Welcome to Music Machine Mondays. In this episode, we are going to take a look at the marble machine. The marble machine had a lot of mechanical issues and went into retirement after only playing one song. The Speelklok Museum wanted to exhibit the retired machine, so I went to Utrecht to assemble the marble machine for the exhibition. So the assembling of the marble machine at the Speelklok was a really tough week. The Speelklok Museum has a rule for their instruments and they have to work so you can demonstrate the instruments. So I knew I had to get the marble machine into a condition where we can play at least a test program. I knew it was not going to be able to play a full song, but it had to function somewhat. And I've been spending 16 months on this instrument and I've given up on it already a long time ago. So that's why I'm building the new Marble Machine X that will solve all the issues that this first machine had. Battling with the marble machine was battling with the ghost of myself before my more engineering understanding about redundancy and reliability and stuff like that. So it was emotionally very hard because I was also very scared to disappoint the people that was coming to see the marble machine. So I was really careful telling everyone to expect nothing from the machine. You're not going to hear the marble machine song and so on. On the coming world tour with the Marble Machine X, I promise you will hear the marble machine song live performed by the Marble Machine X. So that will be the big revenge. Anyway, I had great help from Lois Tonnem from the Speelklok Museum, and together we managed to get the machine in a condition where it could be kind of demonstrated. We're gonna test if the funnels are catching the marbles. I would rate it around 1% functional, and I can't wait to show you what the Marble Machine X can do. That's it. This is the bass section, and this is so cramped, so I'm not going to be able to fix this. And this is the hi-hat, this is the kick drum, there's the snare drum, and we're gonna leave that completely as it is.
So we're going to switch roles now, because this is a machine that you know most about, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna show
You're going to be the tour guide.
Okay. So, okay. This is a marble machine. Was built in between 2014 and 2016, and was made famous by a YouTube video, basically. And it has a lot of mechanical problems due to the fact that it was improvised. So the person who built this machine didn't have a plan when he started to build it, which means that when he tried to fix all the solutions, for example, to just name one example, when you drop this marble here, another marble has to come down to be dropped next. So you can only drop one marble at a time. And this mechanism is called the marble gate, and if you see here, the timing is very quick. So if I do this, it's 1/10 of a second, and if this mechanism was placed further away, this machine would have been able to play much more different tempos.
Yeah.
But for example, now it can only play in a very fast tempo.
Yeah.
And among 100 other problems like that. So this machine is now retired, and that's why it has ended up at Speelklok Museum.
Because all the pins are out. The original Marble Machine song isn't on it anymore.
No, and the machine was planned to be able to play a lot of songs, but since it was so naively built, it was retired instead.
Yeah.
There is plans of building a new machine called Marble Machine X, and we have the birth pieces of the Marble Machine X on this table here. So these are the first CNC cut pieces from the Marble Machine X. And the precision of these pieces is on a whole new level than what it was in this machine, where everything was hand cut, if you see that.
Wow.
I also want to show you something else. This marble is an 11mm marble that was used on the first machine. This marble is a 15.875mm marble, and this will be easier to see and also hopefully work much better. So that is one of all the million improvements that we hope to achieve with Marble Machine X.
So I can try it, right?
You can try it. We have programmed a test program, and the machine is only gonna play and then the cymbal, exactly. So, but you have to try to keep the machine from shaking. So if you try to prevent the shaking with your right hand, if you hold your left hand there, then you have to grind pretty fast. Good luck.
And I have to start slowly, right? Or can
Yeah.
I immediately start cranking like...
No, you have to accelerate slowly to get the flywheel with you on the turn.
Oh, I'm nervous now.
So good luck. A little bit faster. Yeah.
How do I do that?
You pull this thing over there.
Yeah.
So it almost worked. I don't know if I changed the program.
There was one not working.
The program is down here. That looks right. It's retired.
It's retired, yes. Now there's one peculiar thing about this that none of the instruments here in the museum have, and that has to do with the revolutions per minute, right?
Yeah.
Because this instrument, you can really revolve it in the same timing as the music.
Yeah, it's because of a gear ratio. So when we turn one revolution of the crank, this moves exactly 1/64th of a full revolution. So 64 turns of the crank makes a full revolution of the programming wheel. If you look closely here, if I hold my finger exactly on this programming pin, you see every line is black. And if I turn the crank exactly 360 degrees, one turn, we will exactly reach on the next black line.
And that's the new bar or a new beat?
New bar. Right. So this makes it, if we have a duku-gaku, it makes it much easier to play in time.
Yeah.
And this is one of the few good ideas of the first marble machine that we're gonna actually also use on the marble machine.
Well, also the percussion with the rice, right? Or are you not using that anymore?
Yeah. And as I told Lois, who have been helping me building this machine this whole week, the clockmaking student from Utrecht, that I asked her for rice, but I told her specifically for basmati rice, because it has much more brilliance in the top mid frequencies than jasmine rice has.
Right.
Yeah. So if you get black Italian rice, that's even actually better, but they didn't have that in Utrecht. So, yeah.
In the next episode, we're taking a look at another mechanical masterpiece. Thanks to our friends at Speelklok Museum, and thanks to you for watching.